Hello!
Hello!
So this week everybody's heading back to school and you may have mixed feelings about that. I'm sure that your children will as well. Some children are keen to get back, others are a little anxious and nervous, and parents as well. For some of you, you're really keen to get them out there so you can go back to work or have some more time on furlough but without your children around as well. Others of you are thinking, oh no, what am I going to do? Because they've just needed you and they've been in the house all this time during the lockdown. And so we want to think in this session about how can we help children and what sort of anxieties might they have.
Well, before we look at the anxieties and put the crumpet on, hang on with the crumpet, just want to say this, it's a bit like sports people kind of doing different sports develops different muscles. I read somewhere that tennis players, elite tennis players, aren't allowed to swim because they develop the wrong muscles. But please tell me if I'm wrong. In some ways, we've all developed some pretty powerful muscles in places that we didn't know we could. Like, for example, children of the age of sort of 8, 9, 10 coping now incredibly well with online learning. What's that sort of mantra that you were telling me about? It's
brain, book, body, and then teacher. There may be another thing in there as well you can draw
So
on.
they used to have to pretty much go, I can't do this, teacher help me. But because the teacher's been managing a class of 15, 20 people online, they're going brain first. Can I work this out? Well, could I check in the book? Could I ask my buddy and so on? And that's really powerful for a young child to be able to do that. You can crumpet.
Crumpet.
Okay.
So there's been some great independent learning going on, not just in the academic learning, but in the coping strategies, the self-soothing. We think that ends when they start school, but they still need those coping strategies. And school have taught them some about how to find their way, but there's been endless technical difficulties of, you're on mute, or my mic's not working, all over sort of things
And the
that have
transition
happened.
is going from those digital pressures into the face-to-face. And I suspect that quite a few pupils are really concerned about how they're going to even look, what their image is going to be. Are they, because they used to be able to dress the way they want to, and now they have to wear uniform, and they go, well, how am I going to communicate? Probably.
I think it's even more than that though, because we've all maybe put on a bit of weight during lockdown, unless you've worked really hard at the sort of... We haven't. And all over the nation people are talking about lockdown flab and we'll all lose it and it'll be fine. But we're adults and we don't change a huge amount in 2 or 3 months, but children do. Some of these children are going back to school aware that they look and feel quite different to the last time their friends and peers saw them. And that anxiety of what will people think of me is huge.
Process of catastrophising, where we take one thing that we're concerned about and extrapolate from that, and in half a second in our brain go from my hair looks rubbish through to everyone will hate me.
Yeah. So how can we help?
Okay, so we can help with some really good techniques in just dialing down the emotional temperature.
Okay.
For younger children, here's a game. It's so brilliant. I use it on myself when I need to. Okay, right, Holly, point to something white.
That over there.
Point to something brown.
The kickboard.
Okay, everyone else who's watching, just join in with this. Something silver.
The French.
Something red.
Strawberry jam.
Something green.
Plant.
Something black.
That knob on there.
And in that process, we're utterly mindful. We're in the moment. Okay, but for older children, they may or may not warm to that, but they will certainly get the whole breathing thing. When we're naturally confident and happy, we breathe like this, which is talk, 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 talk. Talk, 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 talk. So when we breathe like that, we fool our brain into thinking that we're calmer than we are. So that's a short in, 1, 2, 3, and an out, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can model that with our children, and we can encourage them to join in with it. So it's like a little bit in the toolkit you can pull out.
But once we've had some mindfulness and some breathing and we're feeling calmer, then we can do some talking about feelings, can't we?
And talking about feelings is is a key to unlock. You're worried about that
I
crumpet,
am,
aren't you?
I feel my anxiety.
Well, okay, so breathe. Talking about feelings, what it does is ensures that we develop some emotional literacy. You know that thing that we did in one of the early ones about where are you on a scale of 1 to 10, where 1 is I can't cope and 10 is hooray, the crumpet's gone. And being able to sort of ask where you are on that line between 1 and 10, and that becoming something that in the family you can just say, well, what number are you? So, yeah, talking about feelings, it unlocks the tension from within. Being able to learn simple things like breathing and other mindfulness. And with younger children, just the simple colours game. I think most of all, just being aware that our children are more stressed about this return than even we are.
Yeah, and that the good listening skills of listening without judging. We don't make a judgment on their feelings. We don't say we understand or we know exactly how they feel. We just yes, oh, sympathy. Repeat back key phrases when you hear them. And if it's something that needs a solution, the more that they can put into finding the solution. So what would you say to somebody else who was experiencing this? What advice do you think you would give to somebody else?
Can I put a cheeky extra one in? I know we haven't got a crumpet in, and I know we've gone slightly over, but honestly, the staff at school have been preparing for this return for weeks and weeks, and they are prepared to help the pupils with these issues.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thanks very much. A good time for a crumpet and a cup of tea.
Lovely.
Bye-bye.